Today on our 2013 Nissan Rogue, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the CURT Custom Fit Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13204. So here's what our hitch looks like when it's fully installed. The cross tube is mainly going to be hidden behind our bumper here, and all we're really going to see is that receiver tube sticking out. It is a Class 3 hitch, which means it's going to give us that 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube opening, and as you can see, it has a nice reinforced collar, not only giving it added strength, but also a nice clean look. And since it is a Class 3, there's going to be many accessories available for that 2-inch receiver. It's going to use a standard 5/8 pin and clip to secure your ball mount or any other accessories. It's not included, but you can pick one up on our website using part number PC3. Now the safety chain connections are going to be a loop style welded to the bottom of the receiver tube. And as you can see, we're going to have plenty of room to get most size hooks on or off and not having to worry about interfering with our pin and clip, or if you have a locking pin and clip or an anti-rail device. The thing I really like about this hitch, besides that the cross tube is mainly hidden behind our bumper, is also when comparing it to other hitches, it does have a much higher tongue weight, which is going to allow us to have a bigger bike rack or even a cargo carrier and not have to worry about exceeding the manufacturer's rating. Now our hitch is going to feature a 525-pound tongue weight along with a 3,500-pound gross trailer weight rating. Now, I do recommend that you always double check your Rogue's owner's manual to make sure your vehicle can handle that amount of weight. And per the manufacturer, they do recommend that you use a stabilization strap for any loads that are non-trailer loads or any loads that aren't supported by tires, such as a bike rack or a cargo carrier. Now, if you need one of those straps, you can pick one up on our website using part number 18050. I'd like to give you a few measurements that will help you when deciding for accessories for your new hitch, such as a ball mount, bike rack, or cargo carrier. From the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost edge of the bumper, it's going to be about 5.5 inches. And from the ground to the inside top edge of the receiver tube opening, that's going to be right about 12 3/4 inches. So the tools you're going to need to get this hitch installed, it's going to be an 18mm socket, a 19mm socket, a 6 to 8 inch long extension, a ratchet, and a torque wrench. To begin our installation, we're going to want to come underneath the back of our vehicle. Now, yours may have an appearance panel or a lower body panel just to the side on both sides. Now, our vehicle doesn't, but if yours does, you're going to go ahead and remove those. And then we're going to want to move to the passenger side where our tow hook is. Now, we're going to need to remove our tow hook. We're going to be using an 18mm socket to remove these 2 bolts. And then if we look up directly going up on the frame, we're going to have 2 more underneath. Now this won't be getting reinstalled. Now if we come to our frame rail, we're going to see some weld nuts inside. Now before we get our hitch in place and everything, I'm going to take a little bit of spray lubricant and I'm going to spray it inside all of the weld nuts. And I'm going to come back with a nylon brush. I'm going to make sure to clean out all the threads really nice and good to make sure there's no debris or rust in there. Now if you need one of these brushes, you can pick one up on our website using part number 814092. I'm going to repeat that for all the remaining holes in my frame. With all of the weld nuts cleaned out in the frame, I'm going to come back with one of the bolts from the hardware from our kit. I'm going to thread it in by hand and make sure that it goes in. And then using a 19mm socket, I want to run it in and out a few times to make sure the threads are nice and clean. You're going to want to do that for all the weld nuts. We're going to need to lower our exhaust in order to get our hitch in place. So I'm going to take a strap and go around my exhaust. I don't have to worry about it going down too far and doing any damage. And we're going to have 2 hangers, one on each side of the muffler, that we're going to have to take the rubber isolators off. To make it a little bit easier, you're going to want to take some spray lubricant and just spray down the posts around the rubber isolators so they can slide off a little bit easier. And we'll do that for both of them. Now you just take a pry bar. You're just going to pry that rubber off of the post. We'll do that for the other side as well. Now, if the exhaust didn't come down far enough, we do have another one that's right at the back of the muffler that we can remove that as well. Now with an extra set of hands, we're going to lift our hitch into place, go over the exhaust. Now we're going to take one of our M12 bolts and a conical tooth washer, and you're going to want to make sure that the teeth are facing up towards the hitch. I'm only going to put one in hand tight just to support the hitch on each side so I can get the rest of my hardware in place. I do want to mention on the driver's side we're going to have 3 fasteners that we're going to be putting into the frame, and on the passenger side we're only going to be having 2 fasteners. Now with all of our hardware in place, I'm going to come back with that same 19mm socket and snug up my hardware. And we'll repeat that for all the remaining hardware. After everything's nice and snug, we're going to come back and we're going to torque all of our hardware to the specified amount in the instructions. And you're going to do that for all your hardware. With the hitch in place, we can go ahead and put our exhaust back on. I'm just going to slide that post back onto the rubber hanger and do the same thing for the other ones as well. And that'll finish up our look at the CURT Custom Fit Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13204 on our 2013 Nissan.
Thanks for watching. Click the link in our description below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com and leave a comment if you have any questions.